Hey everyone, welcome to another live video. What I'm talking about today is if you are ever feeling anxious for no apparent reason, or you might have experienced like a vague kind of floating feeling that something's off, but it's just difficult to describe, like you couldn't really put, a pinpoint on it, or you might feel dizzy or motion sickness, or if you're driving in a car, or if anything where your head's moving quickly, your symptoms might increase, or you might have even like blurred vision for very brief episodes. Anytime people have these type of symptoms, I want to really look at see if they have any imbalances in the neural network in their brain called the inner ear or the vestibular system. So anything that has imbalances in that inner ear vestibular system, that can contribute to those symptoms that I listed above. So the first step is identifying the root cause of why you're experiencing those symptoms. And I'm sure there are many different ways to do that and many different ways to get to the bottom of why you might be feeling that anxiousness or that motion sickness or whatever. But if you're experiencing one or more of those things above, really what I'm looking for are any clues that show if your vestibular system neural network is weak, or if it's broken, or if there's an imbalance, or I really want to look for any kind of objective finding that's pointing to that root cause of why is your vestibular system not working the way it is. So that can be many different things. That could be as simple as putting your feet together and closing your eyes and seeing if you feel like you're swaying one way more than the other. It can be, do you balance on your right leg better than your left leg? So for instance, if you were to balance on your right leg for 25 seconds and then you try your left leg and you can't get more than 5 or 7 seconds, that would be a huge kind of imbalance that might be suggesting your vestibular system is off. Or eye movements have a lot to do with your vestibular system. So for instance, I look at eye movements a lot, so I might be looking at, can you move your eyes to the right as well as you can to the left? Or if I have you look at a target over here and you go right to it with your eyes, and then I tell you to look the other way to the left, and you have to turn your head to look. So it's like this one way, and then you have to turn your entire head to look the other way because your brain has a hard time pushing your eyes to the left, so you have to actually move your entire head. So efficiency of eye movements I'll be looking at. If you put your thumb out in front of you, can you keep your eye on it as you turn your head from side to side? A lot of people with vestibular issues, when you tell them to do that, what they'll do is they'll turn their head and then their eye will slip off of it. Even though they know they're supposed to keep their eye on the thumb, they have a really hard time doing it, and they'll slip off because their vestibular system is weak or they have some imbalances in that neural network. So those are kind of the areas that I look at in the brain. Is there anything in the neural network of the vestibular system that's weak or broken or not balanced? And then specifically, what can we do to strengthen those areas up? So generally, if you're doing like a full-on plan, it's going to include something like supplementation and diet and chiropractic care and vestibular exercises to do at home, because if you really don't address the supplementation and the diet part of it, it takes a really long time to make any kind of progress. And the reason for that is usually something in that neural network, that vestibular system, is excitotoxic. There's something that's really revving it up, and it's usually some type of inflammation that's caused by what we're feeding ourselves. So what we want to do is have some supplementation that heals and seals that gut, that heals and seals that brain-blood barrier, that takes away that inflammation, and then again feed your body and your brain the diet that it needs, so that you're not always giving that brain inflammation and making everything really excited. So that's kind of what we need to do to first put out the flame, basically, and then you go in and you use chiropractic and you use these at-home vestibular exercises, and whatever area of that neural network is weak is what we give exercises to strengthen. So just like if you were to go to the gym and want to work out a muscle group and make it stronger and target that one area, if your brain's not able to do one thing, whether it's eye movements, then we'll give you those specific exercises to work on those eye movements. So it's strengthening that specific area of that neural network that's weak. And that's how we go about addressing that full-on, root cause and helping people with these type of issues. So that's the fun thing about it, is each plan is very personalized. That's why it takes a full exam to know what areas and what neural networks might be weak, what supplements you might need to kind of deflame the area and make it so it's not so excitotoxic, what kind of diet might you need, how long will it take. So all that's kind of determined by the examination and that person's goals. So if you're ever wondering or want to or have more answers or questions, always feel free to message me or call the office. Our number is 402-504-4676, and I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I will probably have another video tomorrow. Have a good one, guys.